other 17 people who will be simultaneously seen and who can establish eye-to-eye contact while talking. You will see it very soon changing if you are in one of those 18-seater rooms located there, as soon as I invite different speakers to address from their respective telepresence rooms. For this session, classrooms are primarily participating by the way of watching it. In the very next session, the entire thing will be focused on the classroom. We also have an integrated capability which allows recording centrally of any event which is done in an encrypted manner, and if the need be, we can use it for video on demand kind of use of the technology for later viewing or later review by students if it is a course being taught. For example, one of the 14 courses which is going to be handled this semester through this technology, where from one campus a professor will deliver a lecture and other campus students will join in. Suppose it is desired at a later stage that a particular courses, one specific set of lectures are to be recorded for making them available later on. Technically, it is possible. So that's all about the basic infrastructure that we have in place. Of course, needless to say, we use a dedicated network interconnecting the data center on the 3 campuses, and the best quality of experience will be in those 18-seater rooms. Next best quality of experience will be in the classrooms. And of course, we have an ability to connect via an internet gateway. That means if a professor from a particular university or a research lab wishes to deliver a lecture or wishes to interact over the internet, he can connect via our gateway once we so allow simultaneously to all our campuses and can deliver lecture to all students. Similarly, any collaboration across the campuses and involving campuses and outside involving telepresence rooms also is possible. So thank you very much. May I now call upon Professor V.S. Rao, Director of BITS-Pilani, Hyderabad campus, to kindly introduce our guest of honor, Mr. J. Satyanarayana, Secretary, DIT.
I have the honor to introduce Mr. J. Satyanarayana, the guest of honor for today's function. He is an IAS officer from the 1977 batch of AP cadre and presently is the Secretary IT Government of India. He has been a pioneer in implementation of e-government projects. In early 90s, he implemented computerization of the registration department of Andhra Pradesh, and later he spearheaded the e-Seva project and e-procurement platform. Mr. Satyanarayana is a great believer in the concept of public-private partnership for execution of e-governance projects. He is the founder of National Institute of Smart Governments, which was involved in virtually every important e-government initiative of the Government of India, including computerization of the Ministry of Company Affairs, Passport Seva, and so on. In addition to conceptualization and implementation of e-government projects, he has contributed extensively to the thought leadership in the e-government domain. It's a great privilege, sir, to have you with us for this inaugural function. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Goa, Professor Jain, all the distinguished alumni of BITS-Pilani, other faculty and students. Really, it's a great privilege for me to be here participating in the inaugural session of this new facility. And I must compliment Professor Jain for this excellent effort, which is really first of its kind, possibly in the educational arena in this country. I perceive this as an effort to use technology as a knowledge multiplier, because in a country like India, where we have the geography is extremely large and also the requirements are numerous and there is shortage of faculty, I think this particular telepresence facility would fill the critical gap in disseminating knowledge of a very high quality across several campuses. I have been always a believer in the power of the technology. But the key thing is for us to realize how to use the technology effectively for making a difference. I look at it in two dimensions. Technology for. Secondly, using technology for enhancing the existing capabilities by way of increasing the efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, convenience of the users. So this is, I repeat to say that this is an excellent example of the former. That is creating new capabilities which are not there before. Collaboration and, using the same faculty to teach in 3 different classrooms in different geographies. In the government of India, a similar kind of a project is being implemented currently. It is called the National Knowledge Network, which aims to connect 1,500 educational institutions, universities and institutions of higher learning and research across the country with a gigabit fiber. Already we have crossed about 900 as of now. And the idea is that the high bandwidth is used for not only the enhanced quality of education and research in those institutions, but also creating a collaborative environment. I think this is a good example. We can take a leaf out of what Professor Jain and his team have done in this experiment. In addition, we have also a very impressive and mammoth project of connecting 250,000 villages in this country through a gigabit network. And by end of December this year, we hope to accomplish this. But the key question in both NKN and NOFN is the very same with which I started my intervention. That is, the technology is there, but how to make best use of it to make a difference to the people of this country. That is where we have to focus. And we have also recently come up with a triad policies, the Government of India, which looks at the next 10 to 15 years of development in the areas of telecom, through the telecom policy, the ICT policy, and also the electronics manufacturing policy. As mentioned in the introductory remarks by Professor Rao, the e-governance is really also being given a high thrust and focus in these policies. The idea is to serve the citizens of this country more effectively and more transparently, more efficiently, and provide them a whole lot of services that were unheard of or unthinkable even as of now. So we have 31 mission mode projects aligned. The passport seva and the corporate affairs that were mentioned earlier being 2 of them. The idea at the end of the day is to make a difference in the life of the citizens of this country, whether it is urban area, whether it is a rural area, using technology as an effective tool in this gigantic national task. So I'm particularly fortunate to be heading this particular ministry at an exciting time and trying to add my experience and my knowledge and my effort in this particular direction. I thank Professor Jain, whom I had known almost for 10 years. Some of the initiatives we worked together, and it was nice of him to have invited me to the inaugural function here. And I wish all the faculty and the students of the Pilani group of institutions that they should make full and effective use of this facility. And I would request Professor Jain also that the lessons learned in this could be passed on to us so that it could be useful for us for a wider application in the National Knowledge Network project. So I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you.
Address an insightful one at that. Now it is my privilege to introduce Mr. Prem Jain, former Senior Vice President of Cisco and a distinguished BITS Alumnus Awardee. He is there, and Mr. Prem Jain also happens to belong to 1968 batch of BITS-Pilani. He was most recently Senior Vice President of the Server Access Virtualization Business Unit for Cisco Systems and a member of Cisco's Development Council. He did co-found quite a few companies. Prior to that, he was also the Director Engineering for David System and a member of the scientific staff at Bell Northern Research Laboratory. Mr. Jain is the recipient of 2 patents and is a member of the IEEE. He also holds a bachelor's degree with honors from BITS-Pilani and a master's from Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from University of California, Davis. He does enjoy hiking amongst other things. He is quite actively involved in the alumni activities and volunteer activities with respect to non-profit organizations, and he is the global chair and mentor for the BITSConnect 2.0 project. May I now request Mr. Prem Jain to address us.
Yes. Vice Chancellors, Directors, and all the faculty members, students, and the fellow alumni. On behalf of BITSA, I would like to welcome you for this historical moment for education as well as for BITS-Pilani and all the campuses that we are virtually launching using the state-of-the-art technology. This collaboration technology, which is being deployed in Hyderabad, Pilani, Goa campus, and soon will be deployed in Dubai campus also. The idea of building this technology came about almost 2 years ago when we had our first BITSA Global Meet, which was launched first time in Delhi in 2011. BITSA is an umbrella organization of 60 plus BITS chapters, 50,000 plus students globally in 90 different countries. I think we all came together and thought about doing multiple things for our alma maters. We decided that we are going to work in 4 different types of projects: student enrichment, faculty enrichment, doing something for community where the campuses are, nearby community, as well as building infrastructure. We did, in last 12 years of existence of BITSA, multiple projects in all these areas. We did BITSConnect 1.0 to connect all the campus in Pilani, all the student rooms, faculty homes, as well as all the classrooms. So they can be connected to the internet through wired or wireless, leveraging voice over IP technologies, as well as security to make sure that it's well secured. After that, we did many different projects, and during the BGM, we decided that this will be very important project for us to bring the latest state-of-the-art technology and making these 4 campuses into one single virtual university. By leveraging this technology, it's possible to create a lot of opportunities for our students, for alumni, for the corporations to leverage this and make sure that we can make it very efficient education as well as collaboration, working with different technologies, working with different areas where we can really